Welcome everyone, you are listening to and perhaps watching this special Hall of Fame edition of Calling the Audible. This is our third inductee for the 2019 season. As I've said in the other ones, if you haven't seen it, every year we get together, we say a few words, more than just stats. We like to share stories because this is what we've always done on Calling the Audible. The article will get into a lot of detail about stats and whatnot. And you can also check, obviously, the player page and so on. But we want to share stories about these Hall of Famers because that, to me, is really what this is. It's a museum of FPF history.
Yep.
And these players are the ones that contributed to it. So without further ado, I present to you the third Hall of Famer of the 2019 class, Jad Aridi.
5 times All-Star, 1 time two-way player of the year, 2 times defensive player of the year, and 1 championship.
Yeah, Jad is a guy, it was a long time coming. The first time I voted for Jad, I will often not say who I voted for, but I will say I did vote for Jad. This is the second time I voted for Jad. The reason why is because as of last year, I started voting and I would get the list from Eagle without player names. And I would choose players based on statistical accomplishments.
Yep.
And individual awards. Those are my top 2 categories that I look at. The great thing about FPF is a lot of people vote differently. Other guys weigh high divisions, otherwise weigh championships that have more heavily than I do. For me, when I saw Jad's numbers, I was like, I can't believe he's accomplished this much in FPF. And he's done it in every division.
Yeah, Jad's been playing Division 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 for the longest time. He's everywhere. Every season he plays like 2 or 3 teams. He's always at the fields. He's a great guy to talk to. He's a very nice guy. He's a very good FPF player. When you think about 2-yard hooks and drags, you think Jad Aridi first. And it's not like a knock on him. It's so successful that nobody could stop it, and it works in every single division. You see it with teams like Keyport Lock when he's playing in Division 4, but you also see it with Munstars in Division 1 now. It's great to see a guy that moved up divisions, able to make it in Division 1, and he's probably the most sure tackler there is in FPF. He's a phenomenal player. I'm happy for him.
I was going to mention, we talked about his offensive skills as a center or just going up for balls and finding that soft spot. But on defense, in FPF all time, he's top 10 in 3 of the 4 defensive categories. So just an absolute machine.
Yeah. And the only knock on this induction is it came a year after his brother, Ryan Aridi. So if they have the sibling rivalry that most brothers have, I'm sure he's not thrilled about it. I kid, of course, because there couldn't be a pair of brothers who are closer than the Aridis.
Yeah. I do have a story around this because I know the behind the scenes of who voted for who. So last year, and obviously this year, Ryan put his brother in first spot for the voting, lower than himself. Jad did not. Jad voted for himself.
That surprises me 0%. Also, should you be betraying confidence that way?
I mean,
who did Brian Huffman vote for?
He did finish third, Jad Aridi, with 7.41% of the overall vote. A good half percentage point above person number 4, but also receiving the third amount of votes from staff, as well as the highest or second highest amount of votes from the Hall of Fame class. So definitely up there in terms of full-on respect from all the veterans.
Honestly, one thing I will say, sort of off the field with Jad Aridi, is the Aridis have been invited to every FPF wedding I've been to so far. And the thing, I like having them there, and specifically Jad, because it's nice to have a guy who can drink with me.
Honestly, he's a class act everywhere you go. He's a super chill dude.
Depends after how many drinks, but it takes a while. It takes a while to get there.
To be fair, like most of us are.
Yeah.
Right?
No, in all honesty, it's well deserved. I don't tend to judge these things ethically or morally, but if that was a component, he tops the charts for me. He's just really a good person, down to earth, and really like a good spokesperson for FPF.
100%.
So with that said, tune in tomorrow to get our 4th inductee in the 2019 FPF Hall of Fame.